Hey guys, today I'll be playing Lift Your Spirits. Alone on a Friday night, and I'm spending it here. My fingers were sluggish as I typed out the last bit of conclusion needed to finish off my paper. I didn't even bother spell checking the rest, my hand dragging the cursor across to close the document. Alright, time to submit it. I tapped out my regards to Mr. Holtman. Kindly find the attached file of assignment. Your student... Let me just come up with a different name. Let's do him. Stiffly a yawn, I turned off on my phone to check the time. 2:53 a.m. The universal experience of losing sleep and gaining eye bags as a college student came to grace me, and it told once again, it seems. At least it's the weekend. Turning off the computer, it suddenly hit me how quiet it was without my fingers tapping away at the keyboard. Everyone else had left. The campus was open 24/7, but who else was dumb enough to push their luck in submitting their assignment this late? A lot of people. I considered myself lucky. Mr. Holman gave me the extended deadline, otherwise I'd be screwed. Still, there were also the rumors. Disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms, heavy footsteps shuffling down the halls. Those who were lucky claimed to see black silhouettes sulking around the vending machine at the end of the corridor, staring at them. I wasn't the superstitious type, but I hate to admit the eerie silence of being the only person here gave me the creeps. I was recalling how the gossip spread around the student body when a sound made me perk up. I glanced behind me over the monitor to see if someone had come in. Nobody. That's when I leave. I'm sorry. I ignored the goosebumps rising in my arms as I gathered up my items in my bag. Superstitious or not, I'm done what I came here for. Time to go. I shambled to the elevators and tapped the button. It rumbled to life, slowly making its way up to my floor. Just a couple more minutes and I'm out of here, I assured myself. I don't know why, but I found myself constantly checking behind me as if expecting someone there. Yet, it's always empty every time I look. I tapped the button some more. The hairs at the back of my neck stood, as if I was being watched. I clenched my fists, ignoring how sweaty they felt in my pockets. Is there someone behind me? I jumped. The door slid open as I released a breath I didn't realize I was holding. I didn't even consider looking back as I stepped inside, refusing to turn around until the doors closed. The chipper background music they played calmed me down somewhat. I'm almost in disbelief they were still playing it at this hour. Almost. I pressed the button for the ground floor, the elevator moving with a small jolt. With nothing to do but wait, I stared as the numbers slowly descended. The lull of the elevator was starting to make me feel sleepy. I thought of the things I could do once I got home, just to distract myself for the rest of the ride. A shower for sure, microwave dinner, probably. Oh. I blinked up at the flickering lights. Oh my god, my worst fear. The elevator shuddered and came to an abrupt halt. The music cut out. I tried the button for the ground floor, then the rest. I'm responsive. Pushing the intercom button gave nothing but static. Hello? No. This can't be happening. Taking a moment to compose myself, I called out. Is anyone out there? I'm stuck in here. Help. I started slamming the doors as panic took hold. There has to be someone out there. Help, please, I'm in here. I didn't stop for a good minute, getting more and more desperate as tears welled up in my eyes. Why now? Why me? I knocked my forehead against the door in a slump, ready to curl up and cry. This sucks. I was about to turn before I felt a chill run up my spine. The air felt heavy. Is this claustrophobia setting in? I didn't think I had a fear of closed spaces. Unless... Oh my god. There was a raspy moan from behind me. I turned my head and screamed. Across me was a growing blotch of darkness and oozing mass that seemed to melt through the walls. I scrambled away, my back flat against the doors. A hand emerged from the writhing form, grasping at the edges. Foul-smelling black ichor dripped from its fingers. Another arm followed suit, clinging to the other side. I couldn't look away. I couldn't find my voice to scream. A face took shape. A pair of hollow eyes and a manic grin with several teeth. He seemed to smile directly at me. I blacked out. I would too. Oh, wake up? Hey! I heard a voice, panicked and flustered, from above me. A person was living over me? Visibly worried as I blinked back to consciousness. You're alive! I couldn't really check for a pulse, so... Anyway, are you alright? I don't want to be mean. I think so. Phew, I'm glad. Didn't mean to scare you back there. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twiddling their thumbs in front of me. They were taller than me, looming a few good inches past my hand. Their limbs looked even more awkward than the baggy sweater they had. I wasn't sure if they forgot to wash away their makeup, or if they just haven't slept for 3 days straight. Possibly both. I realized they were staring at me as well. Their eyes focused on me a little too long, as if they'd forgotten how to blink. So I suddenly remembered the last thing I saw. That creepy shadow from the walls. Before you were here, there was something crawling out of the walls? I know it sounds insane, but I swear it looks straight out of a horror movie. The stranger looked nervous. Crap, they think I'm nuts. Don't look at me like that. No, I believe you, for sure. You saw it too? Well, sort of. I'm sorry, I was really trying to be sneaky. That must have been uncomfortable to watch, huh? Come again? What are you saying? Oh, well, I heard you yelling for help, and I just couldn't leave you all alone, so I did the next best thing I could. Are you saying that was you? Yes, in a way. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not alive. Not the way you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up appreciatively. Basically, you must have heard the rumors right. Well, it's me, in the flesh. Well, sans the flesh. Stick your hand through them. Let's stick your hand through them. My hand shot out before I could think twice. What? The tip of my fingers instantly felt airy and ice cool, touching something solid yet not. The stranger yelped and backed away. Hey, did you just go around sticking your fingers into people you just met? Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. The stranger was having none of it. Ugh, why do I even bother? Well, no one's gonna believe someone like that. If you sit tight and don't do anything stupid, they'll come find you in the morning. They shifted into a familiar black, shapeless entity, melting into a puddle and disappearing through the floor. Exactly the same way they had entered. I found myself alone for the next 7 hours. The workers found me, half dozing in the corner and the next morning. I stayed late most nights on campus to see if the stranger would show up, but it seems they're ignoring me on purpose. Yeah. I never saw them again. Bad end 1, rude awakening. Well, that was pretty rude. I just wanted to see what... I mean, no reasonable person would believe someone if they said, oh yeah, I'm a ghost. Oh, I mean, I would stick my hand through, but yeah. I'm gonna be completely mean this time. Ew, don't touch me, you creep. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Just give me some space, will you? Man, that's just rude. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twiddling their thumbs in front of me. They were taller than me, looming a good few inches past my head. Their limbs looked even more awkward than the baggy sweater they had. Alrighty, this time I will just believe them. I feel like this isn't the worst situation to be meeting a ghost for the first time. The stranger gave out a sigh of relief. Thank you for trusting me. I asked for your name, but I already know that it's... How did you... I've been watching you for a while? Excuse me? Tonight, I've been watching you for a while tonight. It's not safe to be alone this late. I would know. Before I could ask further, they straightened. Anyways, I stuck around to see if you write your paper. I don't necessarily agree with your hypothesis, but interesting nevertheless. We can still have an option to be rude. Thanks, I think. He gave me a shy smile. No problem. It wasn't the way I expected my night to go, but I guess the sooner I accepted it, the better. I should probably ask for their name instead of calling them stranger. You know my name, but what about yours? Oh. They looked away, fingers pricking at their sleeve. I don't remember. I know who I was and what I did when I was alive, but not my name. Strange, isn't it? Have you ever thought of picking one yourself? Their eyes widened as if the thought never occurred to them. I never needed a name, but if I were to have one, I've always liked the name the way Alma sounds. Why are we being so mean? It's perfect. Their smile widened. Thank you. Alma went back to twiddling their fingers. They stood in silence for a while, gouging at what to say next. I kept glancing back at their hands, wondering if they feel as solid as they look. They knew I was staring, but they didn't seem to mind, waiting patiently in front of me. My thoughts were running wild from sleep deprivation and shock to actually form words past our introductions, to be honest. They started humming softly, as if to fill the silence. That's when it hit me. For a ghost, they could easily just be a student like me. I have to ask, how did you, Alma had a knowing look in their eyes. Oh man, it's honestly kind of embarrassing. I want to know, I'm sorry. Despite having no blood from their veins, their cheeks seemed to darken. We don't have to get into it, but I really want to know, please? They hesitated before nodding. Promise you won't make fun of me? Promise. Okay. So, I was staying late working on an assignment just like you, but no one was around. Even back then, I was known as a loner most of the time. It didn't bother me. While I was working, I got thirsty, no big deal. So I headed over to the vending machine for a drink. He paused, hand shaking, then collapsed at the wrist and twisted before continuing. Just a soda, not too much to ask, right? I paid for the damn thing, but somehow my hand got stuck in the dispenser. So I pulled and well, they struggled a bit before I waved for them to continue. I felt my whole body being crushed under the weight. I couldn't even cry for help. Oh my god. And the whole time my hand was still stuck in that thing. Not that I could even tell. I think my wrist was beyond saving at that point. And they sunk into themselves. That's not funny. That's a terrible way to die. You're crushed. I died trying to get some cheap soda. How pathetic is that? I'm just feeling option. That sounds terrible. It's not. I'm sorry that happened to you. Put my hand over theirs. I passed right through, giving an ice-cold chill at my fingertips, but Alma seemed to appreciate it nonetheless. They looked up at me, their nervous hands finally coming to a stop. I've never told anyone about it before. I didn't think it would feel this freeing. Thank you. You know, I think you're a really great person. I want to help you get out of here. I tilted my head. How are you going to do that? I can try some things. That is, if you trust me. Oh, okay, we have no option to trust her. They clapped their hands excitedly. Okay, here we go. You might want to hold on to something. Before I could ask further, the elevator began to drop. My heart plunged into my throat as my weight shifted upwards. Alma! Hang on, let me focus. The buttons for each board flashed beside me. I closed my eyes shut and decided to trust them. It felt like a roller coaster heading straight to the ground. The air whizzed around me. I grit my teeth and clenched my hands, knuckles probably white if I bothered to look. And just like that, it stopped. I yelped as the elevator jolted. Ooh. I landed on my ass with a smack. I blinked my eyes open to see Alma clapping excitedly. They looked over to see me on the floor and gestured towards the door. They creaked open as if manually pulled apart by an unseen force. My jaw dropped as I realized they really did bring me to the ground floor. You really did it! I did. I never got to do that before. Couldn't believe my eyes. I stood and threw my arms around Alma, only to completely pass through them. They yelped and backed away to the wall. Give a signal before you do that. I don't appreciate feeling hands inside of me. It's gross. Sorry. I gathered myself and stepped through the doors, Alma following suit. Sure enough, the lobby was empty and the clock on the wall indicating it was close to 4 a.m. now. Well, I guess this is it. I turned to see them trying hard not to reach for their hands, fingers twitching to intertwine with one another. It all happened so fast. It sunk in that now I could leave and go home right now if I wanted to. Alma, thank you. I appreciate it. They nodded understandingly. I stood there for a moment as they looked at me before averting their eyes. They were waiting for me to leave. I grasped my phone inside my pocket, mustering the courage to ask what I was about to ask. Would you ever want to hang out again? They did a double take. Huh? Would you want to hang out? Yes. But why would you want to? Why wouldn't I? I like you. Once again, their cheeks darkened despite being them. I like you too? Yeah, I'd love to hang out again. Great. Preferably when I'm, not stuck and helpless in an elevator. Heart skipped a beat as they laughed lightly. Preferably, of course. I'll see you next week? Yes. Don't worry about a time or place. I can always find you, whenever you are in the building. Kind of unsettling, but okay. Stay safe. I waved and headed towards the entrance, pulling my phone out to call for a driver from one of my apps. When I turned to look back, Alma was already gone. Good end to friends for life or more? If we're just completely rude, nobody asked for your opinion. Oh, sorry. This wasn't the way I expected my night to go, but I guess the sooner I accepted it, the better. Why are you being rude to a ghost anyway? Like, come on now. I should probably ask for their name instead of calling them stranger. You know my name, but what about yours? Oh, they looked away, fingers picking at their sleeve. I don't remember. I know who I was when I was alive, but not my name. Strange, isn't it? Alright. Just say it sounds stupid. Oh, no need to be rude about it. All went back to twiddling their fingers. Stood in silence for a while. Filled with silence. That's when it hit me for a ghost. This story. What if we insist. God, getting crushed, it's just terrible. Why would someone laugh like that? Laugh at this story like that? That's terrible. God, I don't want to say this is so mean. Kind of sounded like you deserved it. Oh God. Alma's eyes shrunk into thin slits. Why are you so mean to me? I don't blame for getting mad. The lights dimmed, the fuzzy static rising in the air. A heavy weight settled into my chest as Alma stared me down. Their height only made me shrink further. I've done nothing but be nice to you. All I wanted was to help you, and yet... Everything went dark. I stepped back as rasping noises came from in front of me. Sounds of scuffling and bones snapping. My back hit the wall. It was cold, colder than anything I've ever felt. I hurt to breathe as I waited in the dark for something to happen. Hello? Oh. The emergency lights turned on. Alma no longer looked human. Multiple eyes writhed across her form, tiny slits with red pupils judging me. Mouths cackled, taunted, whispering, you deserve this, you deserve this, you deserve this. Wait. My feet buckled as the elevator began to drop, free-falling as gravity pull took over. The buttons began to light up one by one as we fell by each floor, faster and faster as it gained speed. The scraping of metal was loud in my ears. I dropped to my knees, begging for it to stop. And stop it did. Splat. Bad end too, you deserved it. Yeah, not gonna lie. Yeah, you deserved it. I was just trying to help. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not alive, not the way you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up appreciatively. Basically, you must have heard the rumors, right? Well, it's me, in the flesh. Well, sans the flesh. I feel like that's a reference to something. I should probably believe them to get further through, because if you stick your hand through them, then I'm not like it. That is pretty rude. I'm trying to get another good ending, so should I just say thanks, I think? Don't want to keep being rude, she might kill me again. The Abishai's problem? No problem. perfect. Who should back down? I guess I don't have to tell you then. That's alright. I heaved a sigh and moved to sit down, leaning against the doors. Alma looked on curiously. What are you doing? I shrugged and stopped my phone to look for a time-wasting app. In no time, I had one of my mindless games open. Might as well settle in and spend the next few hours trying to beat my high score. Not much I can do right now. Got some battery to last a couple hours. I pat down the spot next to me. You want to watch? I almost stood for a moment, as if unsure. Come on, plenty of room for both. Just watch your legs, lanky. He settled in beside me, sitting crisscross applesauce, and leaned over to look at my phone. My shoulder immediately chilled at their close proximity, but I didn't bother bringing it up. He chatted amicably? I can't even say words anymore. As my fingers tapped away at my screen, Alma getting more invested the higher my numbers got. But otherwise, it was peaceful company. A few hours passed. I must have dozed off at some point. Wait, we have a phone? Is there no, phone service in the elevator? You could have just called the police, 911. As the next thing I knew, there was some whirring behind me that woke me up with a jolt. Voices began to call out, and I turned to see some workers prying the door open for me. It took no time for me to step outside when the work was done. The sunlight shining over me made it feel like everything that happened last night was a dream. I turned on my phone to look at the time. Instead, I saw an sent message typed out on the screen. Be safe. Careful about staying late next time. I blinked and looked around. A cold chill went up my arm. I almost turned to expect Alma, but saw nothing. Next time? I put my phone away and rubbed my bleary eyes, mentally making a note to stay back at the campus more frequently from now on. Good end one. Till next time. Alrighty, and that's the end of Lift Your Spirits. It was pretty wholesome. Unless we wanted to be mean to Alma, or just be mean for the responses. They're so mean for no reason. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye.